What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and this video we got to talk about, I believe, the first rumor for the next God of War game. So get your calendar out and then mark this day as the day that we got the first step, I think, in a long line of God of War news. Now, look, this is a rumor. It comes from Daniel RPK. Now, what I've learned about this guy, okay, I think he's much more right and much more accurate when it comes to movies and television. He definitely gets things wrong there as well, but he does, in my opinion, get more things right than wrong. I'm not a fan of him putting a lot of stuff behind a paywall. He tends to do that with a lot of his sources, a lot of his rumors. He'll hide it behind like a paywall thing. You have to pay to actually see it. But he does post things basically on like casting, and I think that's how he finds out certain things. And for God of War, that's what he's done. So he saw, I think, basically a casting call, and he kind of elaborated on it. So maybe he had some sources kind of beyond that. So I'm going to take this from just gaming leaks and rumors on Reddit. So according to a new report, Sony is likely working on a brand new God of War game set in Egyptian mythology. This information comes from Daniel RPK, a well-known source for insider scoops and entertainment, who shared the news through a post on his Patreon. So there we go, it's through the paywall again. He revealed that Sony is currently casting Middle Eastern actors for an unknown AAA title. He added that the project is likely to be the next God of War that explores Egyptian mythology. So a little bit of a leap there, right? But I mean, the casting thing, like, that is seemingly set in stone. So if I can say one thing, and look, it might not be all that much, right? You can probably say that first part. Sony is currently casting Middle Eastern actors for an unknown AAA title. So you can probably, in terms of the demographic, what they're looking for, and then for it being a AAA game, you can probably safely say those two things, right? It's the jump to say, okay, it's God of War, and then there's another jump to say, I mean, I guess, again, you're kind of placing, like, the background of these people, right? So you're saying, oh, okay, what is their background? Well, okay, they're doing Egyptian, right? So that is taking leaps. Look, here's the thing. The next God of War game is going to be another, mythology, as we've all kind of speculated. I mean, we just know this, right? You can't possibly stay in what you've just done, really the last, like, two arcs of Kratos and God of War. So, I mean, I made the joke on Twitter. I'll make it the same thing here. Look, I get excited. It's good to think down the line a little bit, or just something, oh, okay, they're working on a God of War game. Number one, that's kind of obvious. Like, they're never going to let that series rest. There's going to be more. And number two, these games take forever. And considering it sounds like, they're casting, I mean, it might be further along than we think. So I said on Twitter that, like, we'll see it in 4 years. I mean, I am joking, but there's a hint of seriousness there. The thing is, it might actually be less. I guess you have to think about Cory Barlog's game. You have to think about if they would ever do something with Atreus, or if you just stick with Kratos, whatever it might be. I mean, they seemingly work at a pretty solid pace. Like, you can go God of War 2018 to God of War Ragnarok. Like, when I joke about that, it's a long time away, and it's also possible, by the way, that they show the game in 4 years and it doesn't even come out in 4 years. But there is a alternate universe where the game might actually release 4 years from now. So there's a hint of excitement from me, and because there's going to be a God of War game. It's just kind of where they place it, right? And this is a good step in the right direction. But then it's like, all right, well, you can have that in your mind, but this is still going to be, I mean, when do you think you're going to see it? Probably 2-3 years. We haven't even seen Cory Barlog's game yet, right? So, like, that kind of has to come first. So it's still a while out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.